Hello and welcome back. I'm Jeff Spires and thank you very much for joining me on module number 1. This is all about your big idea. If you want to succeed at crowdfunding, then first of all, we need to make sure that you've got an idea that is worthy to be crowdfunded in the first place. So this module, even though it's only a small module, will have a massive impact on the results that you're going to get. If you have an idea that just will not work for a crowdfunding campaign, then it doesn't matter how much work, time and effort and money you throw at it, you're really going to struggle. And on the flip side to that, if you have a really amazing idea that people are just going to fall in love with, then it's going to make your life so much easier when looking to raise the money that you need. So let's get started and dive straight into the next section. The idea. So do you have an idea that is worthy of raising money? This is the big question. Are you already onto a winner or are you onto a massive loser before you even started? And it's really important to identify it at this stage. The last thing you want to do is throw loads of money at it, spend loads of time and energy in trying to build out an idea that's just never going to work. So the idea section is really important to get right before you begin your journey. So point number 1, passion over profit. Now I see this one all of the time. People think crowdfunding is a really easy way to make money. Unfortunately, it's not. It does take time, it does take effort, it does take a lot of commitment in order to run a successful crowdfunding campaign. So it needs to be an idea that you are passionate about. If it's just a throwaway idea, something you don't really care about, you're not emotionally attached to, and you're just looking at getting your hands on some extra cash, then maybe it's not the right idea, because crowdfunding is hard work. It's not a case of uploading your idea, people giving you money. So the more passionate you are about your idea, the more enthusiastic you are about actually bringing your idea to life, the likelihood is that you're going to dramatically increase your chances of success. So focus on your passion first and then your profits second. Is this idea something you are passionate about, something that you're inspired by, something that you think about all the time and you genuinely believe it's going to benefit or serve or impact other people's lives in a positive way? If so, then that's point number 1, check. So next we have willingness to commit. As I was just saying a moment ago, crowdfunding is not an easy, quick win, quick fix option for getting hands on some extra money. The whole journey in its entirety is really about a 3-month process from idea right through to finishing the campaign. So you need to be willing to actually commit to this journey. If you haven't got the time, if you haven't got the money, if you don't have the resources, then question whether this is the right option for you at this stage before you even begin on this crowdfunding journey. If you are willing to commit to your passion-based idea, then you're already leaps and bounds ahead of most other people who are looking to raise money through crowdfunding. So the more willing you are to commit to the journey, to commit to the struggle, to commit to the trials and tribulations and challenges that are going to come your way, then the greater your chances of success. So point number 3, ubiquity plus new. One of the product types that we find work the best with crowdfunding is this ubiquitous, commonplace idea. So for example, a wallet, a hat, a computer, new pair of jeans, these are all ubiquitous. These are all very commonplace. I can easily explain to my nan what a hat is. She's got a point of reference. She knows exactly what a hat is. She's worn one. She's seen other people wear one before. So it's very easy for us to communicate at a base level what it is that we're trying to do with our crowdfunding project. The more complicated we make it, we're going to start losing people straight away. So we want to sort of tie our new part onto something that is very commonplace, something that's easy for people to understand and people to get. So the new part is new innovation, new tech, new creativity. So once again, if it is a new hat you're trying to crowdfund, what's new about it? Where's the innovation? Where's the new tech? Where's the new creativity coming to your product or your service? And you need to be able to understand this and communicate this effectively throughout your crowdfunding campaign. We want to lower down the barrier of entry. We want to make it really and easily accessible by everyone. So, for example, if you did have a hat and you managed to create some new amazing tech that would integrate with that hat, something along the lines of a hat that changed color depending on your mood, now you've got a product that will be really good for crowdfunding. It's very simple for people to understand exactly what it is, plus it's got something new, something unique about it that you cannot buy in the shop. So a bad idea would be something along the lines of toilet paper. We can go to the shop today and we could purchase as much toilet paper as we wanted. There's no need to sponsor someone or support someone on a crowdfunding campaign for a whole load of toilet paper. We'd have to wait until the campaign comes to an end, and then we'd have to wait until that person receives all of their funds, and then we'll have to wait for that person to be able to put these toilet papers into production, and then we'll have to wait until they actually deliver it to us. So it's a long time period before we actually get access to the promised rewards. So for us, if it was toilet paper, it's so much quicker and easier and effortless just to walk down a shop and go and buy some toilet paper. But if there was something new about toilet paper, if there was something creative about it, innovative about it, some new tech involved in it, now we've got a good idea for crowdfunding. So I really hope that kind of drives the point home as to what is a good project for crowdfunding. Something that is unique, but also easy to understand. Don't go too complex with it. So finally, is there a market need? In other words, is there an audience for it? This really is marketing 101. You have to do your research first. If you're going to create a brand new app that's going to solve a problem, is there already masses of competition? Is there a gap in the market? Is there a market need for your product or your service? You have to do your research first. And it's the boring part. It's the part that most entrepreneurs, most creatives, most innovators absolutely hate doing, is the market research. But it's going to save you so much time, effort, and money in the long run. Do your market research up front and make sure that there is an actual need for your idea. Don't waste your time trying to bring an idea to life just because it feeds your ego. Make sure there's actually a need for it, a market need. So the next thing for you to do is to grab yourself a pen and paper and go through each one of these 4 points. Write down the reason why you're passionate about it, why you're passionate about your idea and about your product, because this content is going to come in very useful for later on when we're scripting out the pitch. Write down why you are willing to commit to it. In other words, why you believe in this idea. Write down what's ubiquitous about it, plus what's new, what's creative, what's innovative about it. Get your ideas out of your head and also just jot down the market need as well. Does your product or your service solve a problem? Does your product or service solve someone's pain points? These are very good things to do. Or does it just make people laugh? Does it make them smile? Does it bring some humor or entertainment into people's lives? Understand exactly what your product does and understand the benefits and the value it brings towards your audience. Even if you just start getting some ideas down, some brainstorming ideas, these are all going to come in very handy later on. So next up, we have got the two big platforms, Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Now these are mainly based around UK, USA, Canada. Other countries have their own platforms. France, Germany, Sweden, they've all got their own big platforms. But for this instance, I'm just going to talk about Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and I'm going to go through a few comparisons so you know what to look out for when you're choosing your crowdfunding campaign. Again, this is all going to come down to your own personal research, but I do want to give you a few ideas here for Kickstarter, for Indiegogo, but you may have specific needs for your product or service that you want to look into as well. So just go onto Google, just type in comparisons for any platform that you want to look at, and just do a little bit of research and make sure you get the right platform that is good for you. So we're just going to take a look at a few aspects here. So the funding scheme, the platform fees, the remarketing, the unique monthly visits, the pledge charge, and other features for each one of these platforms. So first of all, over to the left, we have got Kickstarter. So Kickstarter, for the funding scheme, Kickstarter is fixed, all or nothing. So what that means is you have to raise 100% of your target amount before you can get that money released to you. So if you're looking to raise £10,000, you have to actually get £10,000 minimum in order to get access to that cash. So if you come in at £9,900, then you go home with nothing. So this is actually one of the big decision makers for most people in terms of what platform they're going for. Do you go for something where you need to absolutely hit your target amount, or do you go for more of a flexi funding style platform? So next we have the platform fees. So Kickstarter will take 5% of you, and then on top of that, there are bank transfer fees as well. And that will differ from bank account to bank account. But roughly speaking, you're looking at about 2.5% to 3% there as well. So in total, you're looking at giving away about 8-ish% for Kickstarter. Next, we have remarketing, and this is not available. So remarketing or retargeting is a marketing term. What this means is that if you do a lot of Facebook ads, which I highly recommend for running a crowdfunding campaign, you can drive your audience to your Kickstarter campaign. Remarketing allows you to market to that audience once they've left the Kickstarter campaign. So we can see exactly who has landed on your page, and if they disappear without taking action, so if they leave the page without making a pledge, we can then send them follow-up advertising. We can do what I like to call internet stalking. So if you go onto a website such as ASOS and you look at some shoes or coats on there, then everywhere you go around the internet from that moment on, they're going to stalk you. You're going to keep on seeing these ads appear all over the place. And that is remarketing. So it's a very powerful marketing strategy. So Kickstarter will not allow you to place your retargeting code on their website, which is a massive negative. So next up, we have got unique monthly visitors. So Kickstarter have on average about 27 million monthly visitors, which is a massive plus for Kickstarter. That's a huge amount of traffic. And with inside of all of that traffic, there's a chance you're going to find an audience who are willing to back and support your campaign. So next up, we have the pledge charge. So Kickstarter will take your money at the end of the campaign. So even though people are pledging to pay, it's a promise to pay, Kickstarter won't take that money out of their bank account until your campaign has come to a successful end. So there are no transactions happening at all until your campaign is classed as a success. And then finally, other features. One of Kickstarter's really cool features is Kickstarter Live, where you can actually go live on their platform and promote to your audience. Crowdfunding is all about engaging your audience. It's about nurturing your audience and building trust and relationships with your audience. So this is a really great feature they've added in there as well. However, if the platform you're using doesn't have the live feature, then make sure you do go live on Facebook, on Periscope, on YouTube, all the other platforms that you can where your audience are hanging out. Okay, so on to the right hand side under Indiegogo. So funding scheme for Indiegogo is either fixed or flexi funding. So this means you can either choose I need to hit 100% of my target, or we have the option for flexible funding. So we can choose what percentage we need to hit in order to have our funds released. Now this is a great addition. I really love the fact that you have this ability to be able to say, yes, I want to raise £10,000. However, if I do only raise £5,000, then I'd like to still receive that money for all of the time and effort I've put in. So you do have the option. Sometimes you may absolutely need £10,000 categorically. There's no movement in that. Otherwise, there's no point in even having the money in the first place. Therefore, you might as well go fixed. But if you are flexible in your approach, if you say I like to hit 10,000, but 7,000, 5,000 will be good enough, I can still do something with that, then go for the flexi funding option. So next we have platform fees, and Indiegogo are exactly the same as Kickstarter, 5%. So that is pretty much standard across most platforms. However, they do vary from time to time, so make sure you check it out. So next up, remarketing, and Indiegogo, it's available. So this means that if you send someone to your Indiegogo page, they do not pledge towards your campaign and they leave your campaign, then you can start retargeting them, remarketing to them. You can start showing them other banners, new fresh content banners that say something along the lines of, hi, I sort of realize you've checked out my Indiegogo page, but I noticed you didn't back. Do you have any questions that I can help you with? So you can start to be very clever in your marketing once you use this retargeting feature. So it's not available on Kickstarter, but it is available on Indiegogo. So that's another big plus for Indiegogo. So unique monthly visitors. So this is only 12 million in comparison to Kickstarter's 27 million. Now 12 million is still a lot of traffic. So just look at both of these and decide which one you feel has got the right audience for you, which one you believe you're going to attract clients and backers from, and then make your choice based on that. But just because there are less monthly visitors, it doesn't mean that it's going to be less of a chance of you having a successful crowdfunding campaign. So next we have the pledge charge, and with Indiegogo, it's instantly. So whereas Kickstarter is end of the campaign, Indiegogo will take the pledge charge straight away, instantly, as soon as it happens. And then finally, other features, we have got referral program as well. So the great thing with Indiegogo is it does have a referral program. So if you have other people you know who are looking to crowdfund campaigns, you can get them to use Indiegogo and you also get kickback as well. So it's a great way of not only getting your projects out there, raising the money for what you need, but also supporting other people you know as well who are looking to raise cash, and you get rewarded for doing so. So I hope that gives you a bit of a better idea as to what you're looking for when choosing the crowdfunding platform that's right for you. Most people just look at things such as the platform fees or the monthly unique visits, but I don't take the time to look at these extra details like fixed or flexi funding, or whether retargeting is available on that website or not. And it's these type of features that can have a massive impact on the results that you are going to get. So make sure you do your research, look at the platforms that are out there, do a little bit of Googling to see what features they have, stick all of this data into an Excel spreadsheet or write it down on a piece of paper so that you can easily make a choice based on the information to hand. Once again, picking the right platform could be the difference between success or failure. Okay, so next up we have your target raise. What is the minimum amount of money that you need that will have the maximum impact on your idea, on your business, on your creativity, on your art? So what is the minimum amount that you need? We're not trying to be super greedy with crowdfunding because it's difficult to be able to hit these big figures anyway. So don't try to be greedy and just run a crowdfunding campaign and try to stick on 50,000 because it sounds good. Really look at your numbers and work out what the minimum amount of money that you actually need is that's going to have the biggest impact on your business. So don't go for the minimal amount of money you need where you can't actually do anything with that money to bring your big idea to life, but don't go for extreme sums of money that reduce your chances of actually running a successful crowdfunding campaign. So here are a few points that we need to take note of when we're looking at our target raise amount. Number 1, research your competition. I cannot stress research enough. You're going to hear me talk a lot about research throughout this entire course, because research for every business, every idea, every marketing campaign is vital. You cannot just go into this stuff blind. You really do need to understand your competition. You really need to understand your audience. You really need to understand the value and the benefits your products or service brings to your customers. And for crowdfunding, you really do need to understand what your competition are doing on other platforms as well. So check out your competition on other platforms. See how much money they were looking to raise. Did they overfund? Was they successful, unsuccessful? What was they doing with that money? What was their breakdown? Where was the money being spent? And it's in this research, you should be able to get a really good idea of exactly how much you need to be pitching for. So where the money go and where it would be spent and what you would spend it on. And that brings us nicely into the breaking down of your costs. It's really important to understand exactly where this money is going to go and how much you're going to need for all of the different purchases that you're going to make. Often I see people just throw figures out. It's like I want £50,000 or £100,000, and they think, well, it just sounds nice. Or I want £7,000, but they haven't taken the time to really research exactly how much they need. They haven't taken the time, if they're looking for an app to be built, to phone up app developers and get a few quotes first, or website developers and get a few quotes first, designers and get some quotes, or product creators to get some quotes. So do your research, work out exactly how much it's going to cost you to bring your big idea to life, and then match that up with your target amount. Remember, you don't want your target amount to be too high or too low. You want it to kind of sit right in the middle of what's common, and then break that amount down into exactly where you would spend that money. Because when it comes to writing your pitch, your audience want to know that you've done your homework. They want to know that you know exactly how much you need and where that money will be spent. Also, you need to start planning for overfunding as well. Now, overfunding is basically if you set a target of I want £10,000, but you happened to do an amazing crowdfunding campaign and you've raised £20,000 or £30,000, where will that money go as well? So if we manage to go 5,000 over or 10,000 over, which in psychology this is called gamification. If we do happen to go £5,000 over our 10,000 target raise, then we are going to unlock special bonuses. You're going to get extra special features. If we go £10,000 over, you're going to get even more special features, unlock more prizes, more benefits, more bonuses. And the more exciting these extra new features are, is what's really going to encourage your audience to keep on promoting your projects throughout the campaign, even if it hits its target raise. So plan for overflow. Where would that money go and how would that benefit your audience? Not just, I will spend this money on going on holiday. It's got to be of real benefit, value to your audience as well. Get them excited so they try to help you smash your goal so you can get over funded. So then finally, we have share with your audience. Now we've talked about this one already, but it's really important that you do share this information with your audience. You keep them updated. You let them know that this is exactly what we plan to do with the money. Because if they can see that you want £7,779, the exact amount, they're going to believe you so much more if you just slap on, I want 10,000. Because at the end of the day, this is people's hard-earned cash that are going to be willing to give you to support your idea. So they need to trust you first. Trust is a massive part of crowdfunding. If your audience do not trust you, if they think you're going to take the money and run, then they will not put their money where their mouth is. They will not back and support you. They will not put their hand in their pockets and be a part of your journey. So by breaking down exactly where you plan to spend your money is going to start to build trust with your audience. They're going to see that this is actually a strategic plan of action and not just some pipe dream. So that is it for this module, the idea, and I really genuinely hope that you have got some new ideas as to which direction to take your crowdfunding campaign in. Number one, is it an idea that is worthy of running a crowdfunding campaign in the first place? Is it something that's quite unique? Is it something that's innovative or creative? Is it something that there's actually a market need for in the first place? What platform are you going to use? Indiegogo, Kickstarter, or maybe even look for one of the other platforms out there that may have some great features that are going to be perfect for you. And of course, before you even start to raise the money or look at building this idea out, make sure you understand how much money you need and where that money is going to be spent. All of these steps are really going to put you on track for the next section where we're going to start taking a look at building your idea out. We're going to start deep diving into copywriting strategies, messaging, your video and your rewards. So the next one is a big module, so get ready for it. But before you jump over there, make sure you grab a pen and paper and start jotting down some ideas, jotting down some notes at this stage as well. Remember, nothing happens without you taking action. Don't let this training just be about your education. It's all about exploration and implementation as well. So that's it for me, Jeff Spires. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you on the next module, which is all about building your campaign.